My name is Kaeley Triller Haver. I am a single mom, a former collegiate athlete, a rape survivor, and the co-founder of Hands Across the Aisle, a bipartisan coalition of women united to defend important sex-based protections for females. This issue is being framed as the new civil rights frontier, using words like discrimination to shame privacy supporters into silence. But transgender people already have equal rights to the same exact bathrooms and locker rooms as anyone else of the same biological sex. What's being demanded are special rights, and they're being demanded at the expense of women and girls. It is not a civil right for grown males to shower next to females at the gym. It is a civil right for females to say no. A violation of privacy is an injury regardless of intent, especially for thousands of women like me who have worked exceptionally hard to set unapologetic boundaries for our bodies. To insist that people will die and that we will have the blood of children on our hands if we do not compromise our physical boundaries is reminiscent of the manipulation and abuse that too many of us have experienced already. The reality is that anatomy discriminates. So do sexual assault statistics, athletic opportunities, and a litany of other inequalities for which sex-based protections exist in the first place. Over 95% of registered sex offenders are males. This includes some trans women. 90% of their victims are females. There's an undeniable power differential between the sexes. What exactly are women's rights if anyone can be a woman and claim them? What good is Title IX if a 6'7" male can take a women's basketball scholarship? Since Target enacted its foolish policy 14 months ago, it has been exploited at least 23 times. I thought one was too many. Not only is the emperor naked, but he's also a male, and the distinction matters. If he wants to wear stilettos and walk around in the privacy of his own home, that is his prerogative. But when you insist that it is somehow compassionate for grown men to walk around in women's locker room showers and that women have to get over it, that's not only uncivil, it's actually regressive. Don't discriminate against common sense. Please pass SB 3.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah, of course, they're of course.
I would like to ask you a question, and I meant to ask this earlier today. Historically underutilized businesses, which have historically been for women businesses or people of color. Where does that line move to in this current discussion we're having?
Could you maybe...
Okay, historically underutilized businesses have some advantages because they are historically underutilized. They have been reserved for women.
Sure. And
they have been reserved, again, for minorities based on race.
Sure.
And I've not raised this question. Mm-hmm. But if a male can decide he is now a female and then say, I own my business, it's a historically underutilized business. I know that we talk a lot about, in my opening remarks, people have tried to make light of bathrooms, but this is far beyond bathrooms.
So much farther.
Right. And so what is your opinion on that?
Having experienced what I would say is a lot of sexism and regression, and I've worked really hard. I would call myself a Christian feminist almost. It's really offensive to me that anybody who says, because today I feel like being a female, and I know that's not everybody's experience. I know there are genuine people out there who experience dysphoria who sincerely believe themselves to be one thing or another.
Or someone who's intersex.
Or intersex, right. Mm-hmm. That's a legitimate thing. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't supersede or trump the reality of biological sex. Because if you look, like you were talking about with athletic scholarships, for instance, I've got a whole list of all these, these sports, these women, these girls who are losing out on athletic scholarships. I would not have a college education if I didn't get a basketball scholarship. So when I see that a 6'7" male in California got to play on a women's basketball team and they dominated the league, and that he, obviously had more rebounds than anybody else in school history, that bothers me. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Certainly in athletics, we're going to the annals of history, the annals of our records, as I'm reading